an all-boys high school. And one may expect, like I did, that the social environment there would be a kind of Darwinian survival of the fittest, a real macho type deal. But what I found there was the unspoken acknowledgement that each and every one of us suffered, and that kind of got some sort of equality in the social sphere of this school. The hierarchies were rendered ridiculous. Anyone could talk to anyone about any problem. People were equal in their vulnerability at this school. But I think this is an anomaly, because in America, masculine vulnerability is not condoned. Rather, when a boy expresses emotion, any sort from piety to joy to melancholy, epithets are thrown, his masculinity is called into questions, and he's socialized to not express those feelings again. And it's not just other men who do this to other men. We all do it to each other. It's just a norm that's been held up for a while. And on top of this, mass media enforces those roles back onto us. Take, for example, the film Taxi Driver. In the film, protagonist Travis Bickle responds to his long list of woes and troubles by killing people. I mean, the message is clear. Your old lady kicks you out of the house, hurt something. You have a long list of debts, hurt yourself. The fact of the matter is that I'm not quite surprised why America was shocked when a man inspired by Taxi Driver shot President Ronald Reagan. I'm not sure why America was surprised again when the band Devo requested a poem to put the song from this very would-be assassin. This cycle of pop culture to violence and to pop culture again is what Peggy Noonan calls the cycle of the culture of death. In her famous column, she says that kids are fish swimming in the ocean of culture. But in America, that ocean is poisoned. I purposely checked the news today before I came here, and I turned on the television. And on the news, all you could see were nukes, death, suicide, everything. That was the only thing that made headlines. I turned on the TV, there was a Law and Order episode about school shooting. Why? Is the question. And the fact of the matter is, when you have an emotionally stunted man from a culture that repress emotions, you feed his wounds. The very norms that we hold up to our children feed violence and misogyny. And I think we can fix this. The fact of the matter is, the philosopher Plato said that man's soul is of 3 tiers. First there's reason, then there's emotion, then there's appetite. And he used the parable of a man in a chariot. The man is reason, and 2 horses are emotion and appetite. And reason is supposed to strike a balance between these 2 horses in order for the chariot to ride smoothly. The fact of the matter is, in America, we slaughtered the emotional horse for men. So we have reason in a chariot with appetite bringing this man wherever he wants, startled. In conversation and with ourselves, we need to start dealing rationally with our emotions. When a man or a boy is feeling emotional, the best thing we can do is dialogue with them. Talk to them about what's going on, and we do not shame them. This isn't going to happen overnight. And I think we need some role models to hold up for us to achieve our goal. I think one of the best role models we have right now is the actor Nick Offerman. Some of you may know him from the an NBC show, Parks and Recreation. In this show, he's a libertarian man's man. He loves meat, he loves limited government, he loves outdoors, woodwork, finely groomed facial hair, the works. This has been the norm of American men since the inception of our republic. And that's great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Some of these aspects are based on Offerman himself. But he said something recently in an interview with Men's Health that really explained how we can reconcile this crisis. And the fact of the matter is, he said that you can be a macho man, you can be a man who very much embraces his gender identity, but you have to deal with that human emotion inside you that isn't gendered. It's not masculine or feminine, it just is. In his words, it's a more masculine stance to take to embrace one's emotions than to bury them. I think once this message is internalized in the American public, things are going to change. We're going to be able to talk reasonably about the objective existence and emotions in all human beings. And I think that in an emotionally open society, the culture of death will recede, because the fact of the matter is that when you have an emotionally open culture, violence becomes unsellable. This starts with me. This starts with you. Talking to people rationally, dealing with your emotions rationally. It really starts when a man opens himself up to his very humanity. Thank you.